Hello and welcome to Duke's Handbook, where we are now on a new schedule. Mondays are the advice episodes. Thursdays are going to be the Am I the Asshole episodes because upon request, some people have said they'd rather it like that, and I'm okay with that. We got 2 episodes a week now. Monday advice, Thursday AITA, and let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, this one's called "What Do I Do in This Situation?" And we're about to find out what the situation is. I, male 33, have been with my partner, male 45, for 10 years. We've been married for 4 years. Congratulations. We have talked about the idea of having a 3-way with somebody, but we are both picky and would have to both agree on the candidate. Well, we found one. He is incredibly gorgeous. We both think so. Did you guys see me out in public? No, I'm just kidding. Smart, funny, and just the all-around package. He's bisexual, as is my partner. I am gay. The problem is, while we have a great time with him, I am falling for him. Oof. That might be a problem. In no way do I love my husband any less. I'm head over heels for him, but I can't stop thinking about this other guy. I don't know what to do. Please help, Reddit. You're going to have to stop having your third in your relationship if one of you is gaining feelings, which in this case it's you. I could see how maybe that would be a little bit difficult, but yeah. Don't continue on with having a third person in your marriage if you start getting feelings for them, unless you're into that polyamorous stuff, which me personally, I am not. However, I do know people that are, and I mean, like, if you and your husband agree to have a polyamorous relationship, then that's on you guys. But if you're having feelings and hubby over there is going, that's not cool, dude. Maybe it's time to lose that third. And I can understand where you're both like, you're super picky and everything like that, especially when you're bringing somebody into your relationship like that. I'm a monogamous guy. I prefer my relationship to be between me and whoever my significant other is. But, yeah, like I said, on you guys, figure it out. But definitely, if you guys can't come to a conclusion on whether or not you're going to be polyamorous or monogamous, you're going to have to drop your third person. Just unfortunately for you guys. Hey, if you're listening or you're watching on YouTube, do me a huge favor. Subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever. It'd be absolutely fantastic to see who's coming and going and who's watching and who's, doing their thing. So anyway, we'd love it if you just hit the subscribe and click that little notification bell. This one is called "Girl I Used to Talk to But Was Full of Red Flags Is Talking to Me Again, and I Don't Know What to Do." Just off the title alone, I'm going to tell you, no, don't do not go back. Do not go back. Don't do that. Anyway, but let's go ahead and read through this. It says, I added her accidentally last June. It was an accident, dude. You did that on purpose. Last June, and we started talking. She immediately started flirting with me, which is very weird because I've never been flirted with, and I don't know the first thing about flirting. That's a lie, dude. This is a chick that you used to talk to, man. Come on, you know what flirting is. After about, well, you know what? I retract my previous statement because I've been flirted with and everything like that and never know it. That shit goes right over my head. She, after about 2 to 3 days of talking, she goes, I think I'm starting to catch feelings. Shit. Which kind of freaked me out, especially since I was like 3 days into talking. I'm a virgin and I've never been in a relationship. This kind of thing caught me off guard, so I kept talking to her even though she kind of freaked me out. I never found her particularly attractive, and there wasn't anything about her that really drew me to her. She was just giving me attention, and I think I just liked that. So I was always skeptical and careful what I said because I didn't want her to think I felt the same. She kept asking me if I felt the same about her, and I always just told her that I needed a little more time to make up my mind. From my understanding just on your first paragraph here, I'm assuming you're probably like a gamer dude or just somebody that doesn't really like go out much. You don't really see a lot of people. Maybe you find yourself to be unattractive, and which is some self stuff. You need to heal on that. But I'm assuming that you're very much not a recluse, but what's that word for people that don't exactly like being out and about, right? So one day we met in person, and it wasn't that bad. She was just really quiet. But then I put my arm in front of her face, because my friend was driving us, and the road was bumpy, so I needed to hold on to something. And, well, she bit me. Weird. Okay. She bit my arm on purpose in front of all my friends. So that was probably the weirdest thing that happened. It wasn't hard, and it didn't hurt, but it's definitely strange feeling another human being's teeth on your arm when you're not expecting it. Agreed, but I also think it's kind of strange in any other situation as well. I've always wanted to give her a chance because I felt bad for her since she seems so lonely and doesn't have a ton of friends. But I always felt like I was leading her on, so I was always just careful with what I did and said. She would post pics on Instagram with me tagged in them, and one day I was with my friends and I opened up her Instagram and saw that my name that was tagged on one of her posts was replaced by another guy's name. I asked her about it, and she was like, "You took too long," and I fell for someone else. I stopped talking to her after that. Well, you shouldn't have freaking added her in the first place. To cover that paragraph here, bumpy road, you need to grab onto something. What are you, off-roading, rock crawling? Come on, dude. That being said, this specific, you took too long and I fell for someone else, that's what's wrong with like today's dating world, is like everybody, male and female, thinks that there's like some greener grass on the other side, even though you could be like a totally good guy, everything like that. They say, oh, well, this guy has more, or this girl looks better, or whatever, and then they go to like the other pasture, and it ends up not being so green. And so I was talking to one of my buddies about a past relationship, and I was like, yeah, so apparently the grass was greener on the other side. And he goes, yeah, well, the grass is greener because it's full of shit. And I was like, right? I was like, my grass may have some brown patches in it, but damn it, it's a good looking lawn. And you can take that for what it is. I'm going to post that up on a quote later on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff for the Duke's Handbook page. But that right there is what's going on in society today that actually really bothers me, is because people aren't willing to actually be with just the one person. They're always looking for something better. And even though the relationship that you're in at the moment sometimes everybody goes through rocky shit, right? And so it may not be perfect always, but there's obviously a lot more good times in there than there is bad. And just because you had a couple bad people in this generation are just like throwing shit away for no reason. Like, work through your shit. Okay, work through your shit. Relationships take work, and it can't just be one side that's doing it. But in this case, you guys weren't even dating, so you kind of dodged a bullet here, in my eyes, especially if she's saying some shit like that, right? Okay, so carrying on, last paragraph. But she keeps adding me every now and then, saying, "I miss you and what we had." Well, you fucked up, bitch, and you found out that the fucking other guy wasn't that great. So that's exactly what happened. The grass is greener because it's full of shit. Your grass might have some dead spots, but it's a damn good looking lawn, right? Which IG is fair, judging me, which IG, I guess, is fair, judging by the other guys she's dated. I wouldn't be surprised if I was the only one that even tried to be respectful, but either way, we didn't really have much of anything, so I'm not really sure what she means. Anyways, currently my mental health is the worst it's ever been, and I'm lonely 24/7. She added me back and gave me the "I missed what we had" which routine, which you previously stated. And I don't know. I want to talk to her because I'm lonely as the day is long, but I'm scared it's going to turn out like last time with her trying to force a relationship and just giving up when I told her to be patient. Would talking to her be a good idea in your opinion? In my opinion, fuck no. Matter of fact, you need to block this bitch. But also on the upside of it is the fact that she realized that she lost what she had that was, potentially good or whatever. Could be good for you. Maybe instead of talking for 3 months, just dive into it, see how it works. And if it ends up not working out and it's shitty or whatever, then you break it off. It's not that big of a deal. You guys aren't splitting property here. It's not a divorce, you know what I mean? So I would give it a shot, give it a few weeks, and if everything's working out well, then it's working out well. And I know you said red flags and all that jazz, but everybody has their red flags. Everybody has baggage. It's just finding the right person to unpack that with. So take my advice or don't, and do what you will. But like I said, we all need that person to unpack that luggage with, because you guys are both moving into the same estate, which is the relationship. So hope it helps. Hey, if you've made it this far and you're on whatever you're listening to, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, go ahead and give it a like, a follow, comment, share it with your friends if you've liked it this far. And we will keep on keeping on, I guess, as we move forward with the episode. Thank you for watching, listening, whatever you're doing, having me on in the background. Doesn't matter. Really appreciate it. All right, this one is called "I Feel Embarrassed and Honestly Quite Stupid at Work. Give me advice on what else I should do." Well, depends on the situation, but I'll give you a little bit of advice. So let's go ahead and read through this. So I, 19, female, work at a nature-related store. I'm assuming Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, etc., if you're in America. I've been there since October, and it's been hard being the new person. On multiple occasions, I feel like I make stupid mistakes, but they're honest mistakes. It doesn't help my case that I'm the youngest person that works there compared to my coworkers who are 30 plus, with most being around 50s, 60s, or 70s. Sometimes when I make these mistakes, I feel like I'm a child being scolded at school, which makes me really upset. I love my job, though, and I don't want to lose it. So, okay, everybody makes mistakes. Maybe your coworkers are dicks. We'll see. On Saturday, we had an event in the store. It was an injured bird sanctuary coming to talk about what they do. There was a lot of people, and they all needed help checking out. We had a promotion where we could donate $25 to the sanctuary and receive a $20 coupon back for anything in the store. Someone handed me $100 in the midst of the chaos and said they wanted to donate $25. Me, being really stressed out and not thinking clearly, gave her $75 out of the register, but put the $100 bill in the donation box. I thought nothing of this at the time, but when I went to close the register before leaving that day, it said I was $75 short. They had already taken the money to the sanctuary as well. I was so upset because I immediately knew it was my fault. At least you recognize that, and you fucked up. I mean, but granted, in this case, being that $75 as a cashier, most places are going to fire you. But if they have it on camera of you just kind of fucking up, you might be able to keep your job. Now, this is a locally owned business, which means I just caused my boss to lose $75. My coworker and I called my boss, and he didn't answer. We called my manager, and he told us to take the money from the back to even out the register, but then you're off on your deposit and everything. The deposit was off at the end of the day because of me as well. I texted my boss explaining the entire situation and explained that he could take the $75 out of my next paycheck, which is a lot for me since my paychecks are small. But this is the only way I see it being solved. I work again tomorrow with both my manager and the boss, and I'm so anxious to face them because I feel embarrassed and stupid. I'm afraid I'll get fired or they'll give me a stern talk. A stern talk is the best thing you can get. And then I'll be awkward working with them for the rest of the day. It'll be awkward working with them for the rest of the day. I know they'll ask me about it tomorrow, and I'm so nervous, crying face. As someone who already gets anxiety going to work, has social anxiety, and feels anxious around authority figures, I'm nervous. What should I do? Smoke a blunt. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I really don't know what to tell you there, because that is a situation where it's a lot of money, maybe especially to a locally owned business, but it's probably also not going to break the bank. But with that being said, I think you'll be all right, and you won't really have to worry about it too much. What in the situation that I'm understanding here is, I'm assuming what you should have done was put that in the register, that 100, give them their $20 coupon, taking 25 out of your register, and then put the 25 into the box. But I mean, like, it is an honest mistake. It's not like you intentionally gave an organization that's helping wildlife $75, and then you are doing the right thing too by offering to take it out of your next paycheck. So I don't think you'll lose your job over it. I don't know. I don't know if you've posted an update maybe. I think that if the boss and the manager are a little bit older, they can understand, because you are also, in fact, the youngest person that works there. I don't know how old you are. It doesn't matter. I think you actually said it. Hold on. Go back here. Come on. 19. You are young, and so I could see where they just kind of forgive you for like really not knowing the process right there of how to deal with a large bill and then doing the donation, or you were just stressed the fuck out because there was a ton of people there. But I think it'll be okay. Just, be a little bit more mindful of what you're doing at the register from here on out, like extra mindful. If it takes you an extra couple of seconds, it's not that big of a deal. It's an extra couple of seconds. So just be wary of that. On that note, that'll do it for this episode, and let's move forward. So that'll do it for this episode. Keep an eye out for Eagle and LaRue. where me and my Australian buddy, what am I doing? My Australian buddy and myself just kind of talk about everything, where politics, humanity, freaking gaming, YouTube, different creators, stand-up comedy, whatever it is, we talk about it because we love that shit. And yeah, so go ahead again, like, follow, sub, whatever you can do on whichever platform. Just like make sure you're keeping up to date with the podcast, and then we'll catch you on the next episode. You have a good rest of your day.